What's up, y'all? It's your girl, the Authentic Empress, and what I'm going to talk about on this video is the importance of preparing your own meals. Now, ideally, it's better for you to eliminate as much meat, especially ground meat, as possible from your diet, your regular diet. I'm aware that not everybody is at that stage or at that point yet. And it's a process, you know, to eliminate things that you've been eating all of your life, right? Damn. Hold on one second. Crystal Jaja, they didn't have it in the back. Well, Maxwell got it. What did you buy? Like what? Like what? What fruit did you buy? I got time for stupid people. Anyway, I'm sorry, you guys. So, and I may just, I don't know, I might just crop it. Anyway, so the importance of preparing your own meals. Personally, I've been vegan for about 2 years now. And something that I've definitely learned is the importance in who prepares your food, because, you know, the energy, right? The energy that goes into the preparation of that food. So if you're dealing with somebody who's dealing with mental illnesses or emotional instability or imbalances, people who have ulterior motives, you know, whether that be family, friends, whatever the case may be, you even have to consider, you know, these foods, you know, when you eat out, you know, at restaurants. It doesn't matter if it's vegan, if it's fast food, right? You have to consider the energy of those people that's preparing those foods, regardless, you know, because, and then it's even worse when it's fast food, right? Like when it's foods that's already unhealthy, and then you have people, you know, who don't necessarily want to do the job. You know, they're just trying to make ends meet, like, you know, Burger King, Bojangles, Chick-fil-A, whatever the case may be. You know, they're just trying to make ends meet, you know, and make some money, but they don't really want to do that. You know, their heart is not really in it. You know, their energy is not, you know, clear. You know, they don't really have a high vibrational energy, and so the energy that goes into preparing and cultivating, you know, any type of meal, you know what I'm saying? Even if somebody is fixing you something to drink, you have to consider, like, that energy is going into that drink or those foods. So not only is it going into those foods, when you consume it, you're consuming the energy of that person. It's like people can spiritually, like, poison you or do dark magic just from preparing food for you or giving food or just simply holding, even if they didn't, because, you know, you can't, everybody don't prepare water. Maybe you'll get, you know, a bottle of water, pour it in a glass or whatever. But just that person holding your cup of water, right? Whatever ulterior motives of intentions or how they really sincerely feel about you, all of that is going into that drink or that food or whatever, preparing fruit or whatever the case may be, a salad, it doesn't matter. You have to keep in mind, you know, we're spiritual first, like we're energetic, you know, frequencies. So it's kind of like the experiment with, if you speak into different cups or glasses of water, and, you know, the process of the crystallization, depending on whatever type of words was spoken, you know, what type of energy was spoken into that water. Like, you'll see some water, you know, under the microscope, it's like more toxic than others. So it's the same concept. It's like the same thing with the experiment with the plants, right? When you speak, you know, high vibrational things to a plant, opposed to a plant where you're speaking, you know, negatively, you know, and basically verbally abusing the plant, you're going to see like a clear dichotomy, like a huge difference between both plants, right? Depending on the energy that's given, you know, to those plants. So that's the same concept with preparing your meals. As a person that's working on like where you, let's say you already reached a place, like especially speaking for myself, you reached a place where you love yourself, you know, you're completely comfortable in your own skin, you know, your intentions are pure, you know, you're truly a divine authentic light, right? You're a true high vibrational being, right? You're a divine masculine, divine feminine, emperor, empress, high priestess, right? All divinely so. It's better for you to prepare your own meals at all times, whatever that is better, you know, for you to have, you know, power and mastery over whatever that is. Even if you go and purchase something from the store, like a fruit, you know, that's already grown and stuff like that, it's better for you to speak over that, right? So you can clear the energy. You know how people always pray over food? That's cool, but it's like people's aim is a little misguided whenever they're praying over these foods. It's better, you know, for you to be very intentional about what you're speaking over that food, what you're removing, what you're clearing away, like via word, you know, and energy, as well as what you're adding to it, right? What you speak over it. So, you know, that's a big thing. Been there, done that. So I'm able to speak on it, you know, wisdom from experience. Because even, you know, as a vegan, and people, you know, trying to, you know, become accustomed, or having family members, you know, trying to make it, I don't know, I guess wanting to prepare a meal for me or whatever the case may be, but their energy is completely off. Like, their intentions are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Their real intentions and motives are fucked up against me. You know what I'm saying? Whether that because it's rooted in envy or jealousy or any of that. And it doesn't matter who it is. It can be your mama, you know, it could be your grandma, you know, it could be anybody, right? It could be somebody that you consider a friend. However, they're not truly being a friend to you, you know, back, like behind your back or whatever the case may be, or even in your face, just depending on like the way that they speak to you when you share or have conversations with them, right? You know, as a very discerning person and, you know, invested in your discernment, having that developed discernment, you know, it'll be easy for you to determine like, okay, yeah, you can see right through people's, you know, intentions. You can see right, you know, you can see right into people's soul, right? And that's definitely me. I see through the vessel. I see through the flesh. I see through, you know, the meat suit, or, you know, some people call it. So, yes, been there, done that. It doesn't matter if, you know, what they're preparing, like being a vegan. It doesn't matter if they're preparing, you know, some you know, typically healthy foods, right? Once again, considering the energy. A bird just came up, so that's confirmation. It's about the energy, you guys. Big thing. It definitely can affect you, and I know because once again, been there, done that. Even personally, it's like somehow I kind of manifested. Because, you know, like, depending on whatever stage of your edification that you're on, you're going to meet people who's going to complement that stage, you know, that current version of yourself, or that place, that lesson, or whatever process that you're currently going through divinely. So whenever I made a decision to go vegan and eliminate, you know, foods and certain meats, and you know, just eliminate foods that, you know, I was doing all this research, coming across all this research, and finding out that, you know, it was linked to so many diseases, and not just that, but linked to the skin ailments that I was dealing with, among other things, right? So as a result, the Most High had brought me into union with a masculine who was vegan for 10 years, you know, like, and I met him literally at Hyundai. I was there to get my car serviced, and he came there to get his car serviced, and he just sat next to me and started talking to me, and that's how we hit it off. Like, that's how we met. Born and raised Kingston, Jamaica. Like I said, we happened to meet after I've already made a decision, you know, to shift my lifestyle as it pertains to the foods that I eat. And then boom, you know, because it's rare to meet a vegan, especially in the South. It's very rare. And I was in Bluffton, South Carolina at the time, living in Georgia. But, you know, I was getting my car serviced in Bluffton, South Carolina. So, it's very rare to meet, you know, a vegan, a disciplined person who was plant-based. And, you know, he was definitely all of that. So not only, you know, was he able to help me, you know, with recipes and cook for me, like, he showed me like a higher vibration, you know, version of a masculine, right? Because a lot of it had to do with his way of being, you know, him being, you know, like I said, born and raised in Jamaica, you know, his values were different, you know, even though there was still, you know, some blind spots within him, you know, for the most part, he was high vibrational than the males that I was currently, you know, I was used to seeing, right, and encountering, right, those ones that I cut off and went away from, like, nah, because you're not on my level type shit, so it's like, you know, I had a next, you know, that type of thing. So when I met him, when I say, like, he literally added, you know, to me in a very beautiful way, like, transformed me damn near. Like, he was very, you know, adamant about not eating french fries from fast food places, you know, experience, you know, because he'd been there, done that, you know, and he talked about what it did to his skin. So yeah, don't get me wrong, like, there's a such thing as people doing beauty spells and all of that stuff on YouTube, chemicals, you know, fucking with you and all of that. So, you know, I experienced all of that, you know, so I don't want you guys to look at me and be like, well, you know, what's going on with your skin right now? Well, recently, you know, I had a roommate of mine do beauty spells on me for the simple fact that I'm all natural, and, you know, I obtained that way of being the natural way, like, through exercise, through eating healthy, like, through being in nature, you know, getting sunlight, vitamin D, like, through meditation, you know, doing the things that I needed to do in order to obtain, you know, that natural beauty, you know, outside of superficial means. And, you know, this person, you know, her whole approach was by superficial means. Not only that, but just being totally focused, you know, and putting all of her value in her appearance and external things, you know, to make her feel like she was, you know, of high worth, right? Like she's, you know, some divine, right? But in actuality, she was superficial as hell. She was low vibrational. She was, you know, irresponsible with her vessel, and not just that, but with her energy. She was just one of those girls. And despite, you know, them kissing my ass in the beginning and appreciating the fact that, you know, I had that mothering energy, you know, that high vibrational, you know, positive energy, and hold a lot of wisdom and stuff like that, you know, that devil energy that, you know, that she continuously would invest in, it basically consumed her. Like, that's who she was. Like, looking past the vessel and understanding, like, the soul, right? Me being, you know, filled with divinity, right? And then her being filled with devil energy, you know, so automatically there was like a war there, and a false sense of competition created in her own mind, right? In her mental space. But yeah, so as a result, you know, she resorted to doing, you know, beauty spells on me out of nowhere. My skin, you know, I was having, like, I came there, you know, the first few weeks, because the second week we got in a car accident. She wrecked my car. But anyway, there was always some drama or something going on. Like, she kept drama going on. And not just that, like, a couple of weeks after living with her, I was having these dreams, I guess to alarm me to, you know, what was going on, or, you know, what was to come. And not just that, of the spell word, right? And I remember I woke up and my chest was just broken out of nowhere. I was having problems with my skin out of nowhere. And, you know, and not just that, doing spells on, like, my weight as well. Because I typically, you know, like I said, I was very lean. I haven't been working out, but I've still, you know, I don't eat meat. I don't change shit like that. But I was very toned. Like, what you see, this right here, I ain't have none of this or whatever. I mean, I still look nice. Like, I'm only like 116 pounds, you know. So, it ain't like, but, you know, after, you know, when she was, you know, doing these spells and stuff like that, out of nowhere, my weight started to skyrocket out of the blue. And despite me, you know, being active, despite me, you know, working out or whatever, it's like my weight just skyrocketed out of nowhere. Like, within a couple of weeks, it happened that fast. Y'all, that shit was fucking crazy. But yeah, so I ended up moving out because we got into a fight. I had to punch her in her face because she was trying to score some cool points off me, trying to impress whomever. And I had to punch her in her face. And as a result, you know, I got moved into an apartment by myself, which, you know, I wish it should have been like that from the beginning. You know, it was my final semester or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that happened. And then, you know, I later got confirmation, even though I already picked up on this, you know, and all of that, you know, I later got confirmation that, yeah, that's definitely what she did. Like, she definitely, you know, was a part of that. She was guilty of doing that. So yeah, I'm definitely, like, still in the process of restoring myself. or what have you, because she's not the only person, you know, doing that type of, you know, spell work on me, for the simple fact, I mean, it's all reversing anyway, but, like I said, this is temporary. It's always temporary whenever shit like this happens to me. Any of it. It's always temporary. Like, it doesn't last long at all. But, nonetheless, she's not the only one, for the simple fact that I am, like, confident in being natural. I don't wear makeup. I don't draw my eyebrows. I don't wear lashes. Like, I don't have completely, you know, straight teeth, and I don't mind. You know, I'm cool with that, right? Like, I'm a naturally fashionable person. Like, I'm a Taurus and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll twist my hair. Sometimes I won't. Right? I mean, I'm not so obsessed with my outer appearance to the extent that I don't still see my beauty and feel beautiful. You know, whether, you know, I don't know, whether I am deemed as presentable or whatever in people's, you know, whatever perspectives. You know, whatever their standards of beauty is. Like, I'm beautiful regardless. Like I said, whether I do my hair or not. Whether I paint my nails or not. You know what I'm saying? Or get my nails done or not. Like, because I do all of that. But like I said, it's no big deal to me. Like, it's not the highlight of my day. You know, I'm more concerned about, you know, divine things, internal things, you know, manifesting, you know, what the Most High would have me, right? Manifesting, you know, my abilities, my mission, my purpose. You know, I'm more so about that than anything. I mean, of course, I'm still look cute regardless, you know, but I'm just saying, what people place so much, you know, value into, you know, overly so, like, opposed to, you know, other things that they just completely neglect about themselves, because it really starts within, right? And it manifests outwardly. You know, you can't do one thing without the other. You can't be so focused on your external self and disregard your mental health, disregard your spiritual health, disregard your emotional health, your psychological, right? So all of those things. But yeah, I definitely get people doing spell work on me, because it's like, oh, well, she thinks she this and that because she don't wear makeup. Like, what point she trying to prove? You know what I'm saying? And people would try to do that type of magic on me. Oh, so you gonna be bold and you just gonna show, you know, you just gonna walk out and be cute and still pull people, or, you know how people say pull dudes, or, you know, get attention and stuff like that, and, you know, little girls that look up to you and admire you, oh, so you gonna do that? Oh, so you gonna have a nice body, you know, even though you don't eat meat, you know, because, you know, they feel like eating, being vegan or eating plants, you don't get protein. I don't know, that's like a misconception, clearly, because this is what I tell people. My zodiac is Taurus, a bull. Do you see how big as hell and strong and muscular a bull is? I don't think a bull eat meat. There's plenty of animals, you know, that don't eat meat, and they're very, like, bulky animals, buff animals, right? So, just saying, there's some that eat meat as well, you know, carnivores, but there's still some who don't, is what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making here. But anyway, so, what do you think, you know, those animals get their nutrients and their vitamins and all that stuff from, right? So, yeah. But all I'm saying is, because another thing, like, when you go vegan and stuff like that, your body, like, when you stop eating those things that are harmful to you, and, you know, that clog up your colon and your large intestine and all of that, you will see that you are going to be pooping a lot. Like, when you're eating all the right stuff, like eating plants and, you know, potato, whatever, that grows from the ground, your body is going to go through, like, a total detox. Like, you're going to be pooping a lot, like, you know, you're going to go through all of that. And, you know, at the beginning, I did get very slim. Like, that was just, you know, the process of it. That was a part of the process. And, you know, people had everything, you know, people said all type of things, you know, just from me being slim. Like, oh, no, like, that can't be me. Like, I need my thighs. I need my, you know, because everything got small, right? My boobs had got smaller. My stomach was completely flat. My thighs, my butt, everything had got smaller, right? Because it was eliminating those things that falsely, you know, thickened up my body. However, as I continue to eat, you know, those things that were good for me, it's like it added to, you know, it's like it re-thickened my body with things that were natural, right? The healthy way. You know, I began to get thicker and whatever you want to call it. I'll show you again. You know what I'm saying? Like, my body moved. Like, I could work. I could do all that. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be that person. But yeah, you know, just saying. But yeah, so a lot of people say a lot of things. Like I said, I was always kind of ahead of all of my peers anyway. Like I was just doing shit before, you know, they was even like really thinking about it, or learning like the real like in-depth knowledge and information and research about these things, right? So at first, trying to I guess diminish who I am and who I was and my character, my courage, my discipline, you know, all those things, whether it was spiritually, you know, mentally, you know, the way that I think, characteristically, physically, it doesn't matter, you know. They always had something negative, you know, to say, you know, amongst one another, like hating, you know what I'm saying? But in actuality, you know, it was admiration, you know. But yeah, so this video was supposed to be about the importance of preparing your own meals. Now, another thing, you know, with being vegan and stuff like that, and, you know, just going through, you know, spiritual warfare and stuff like that, yes, there was a moment of time where I did allow, you know, like certain family members to prepare meals for me, but I noticed the adverse effects, right? Not just on my body, but, you know, like my skin, you know, all these other things, like not only because of how they was preparing the food, right? Like using certain things in excess, right? Or excess or whatever. I think excessively. That's what I'm going for. I'm trying to make sure I pronounce it correctly. But their intentions, right? Because regardless, you know, of me, okay, look at it like this. Somebody who still eats, you know, all of those things that cause them to be toxic, you know, not only to others but to themselves, right? They still eat those kind of foods, yet they call themselves trying to prepare, you know, healthy or vegan foods for you, you know. It's not really healthy now, is it? Because if their mind is still in the same, you know, type of atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, or they still have that same type of acidic, you know, and parasitic environment within their body and within their mental and emotional space, you know, that energy is still going into those healthy foods that they proclaim themselves to be, you know, preparing for you. So I had to snap out of that. Like, okay, no, because discernment, right? And, you know, your divine and loving ancestors is going to communicate this information to you. The Most High is going to reveal these things to you. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys, right? Because the beautiful thing about being, you know, a divine being and being like given the position to be a leader and a teacher and stuff like that is that all of my lessons I had to go through firsthand. Like mostly everything that, you know, I'm going to be speaking about and stuff like that, I had to go through it firsthand myself, right? Because it's like you cultivate a deeper understanding like no other. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely one to learn from other people's lives and experiences as well, right? But personally, like I always say, your life is the greatest school you would ever attend. It doesn't matter if you know, didn't go to college. It doesn't matter if you know, dropped out of high school, whatever the case may be. Your life, you know, because you have books out here, and not just books, you know, where people actually write, you know what I'm saying? They put their energy in these books or reveal information and knowledge and, you know, hidden, you know, secrets and stuff like that in books and research and files, whatever. But people themselves are books, are walking books, right? Because not only is your own life, you know, a school, but you have all these people who are also schools. So not only do you study yourself, you get the advantage to study other people's lives, to study other people's bloodlines, to study your bloodline, to study, you know, those who came before us, you know, and, you know, their lives were depicted through books, you know, or poems, stories, you know, whatever the case may be. So just, you know, keeping that in mind while I'm saying this. It was 23 just now after I said that. But yeah, and you know how I told you guys on earlier videos that with tarot I try to incorporate I like to try to incorporate tarot with, you know, the content that I share, because it's going to be like a little different. It's not going to be like your typical, you know, what people use tarot for, you know, just looking right into the signs. And I'm going to do that occasionally, you know, but like I said, I'm just using it to incorporate, you know, into the content that I've been led and guided to share by the Most High, right? Divine and loving ancestors, what messages do you have regarding people preparing their own meals? The importance of preparing your own meals. What messages do you have regarding the importance of preparing your own meals? We got child divine, innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggest a special connection with the divine. Shadow attributes, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. But you have that ability, right? It's very important to learn, you know, how to, you know, cook for yourself, prepare your own meals and stuff like that is very very important. And not only that, you know, a lot of people like to say, oh, they can cook because they can cook meat and shit like that and stuff like that, but I feel like the real cooks are the people who know how to make, you know, vegetables and, you know, things that grow from the ground, you know, taste as good, right? Because it's really about the seasons and the textures and the flavors that, you know, people really care about the most. It's you know, and food being filling, you know, not so much that they want to eat meat, not so much that, you know, they're addicted, you know what I'm saying? It's about, you know, it's deeper than that. But that same, you know, especially like people, then we got thief on the bottom of the deck, right? So being mindful that people are not, you know, subconsciously or, you know, secretly, you know, trying to steal away at your energy, right? By acting as if, you know, they're doing, you know, something just for you. So once again, thinking about, you know, even eating out at places and stuff like that, you really want to like scan the energy. You want to scan the people that's, you know, that's doing the cooking, that's doing the preparation of that food, right? Right? Because something you will find, vegans, upcoming vegans, new vegans, veteran vegans, whatever the case may be, one thing you will find when you go to like vegan restaurants and stuff like that, the energy is like completely different. Now, I'm not saying all vegans, you know, are, you know, divine, because they're not. All people, all yogis are not divine, right? Because it's like you have to work on everything. You can't just work on the physical. You have to work on everything. It's like the food is just like a boost. You know, that's just a boost. But it's like if you're still listening to toxic music, if you're still watching like these toxic ass TV shows and shit, you know, if you're still hanging around toxic ass people, you know, if you're still remaining in toxic relationships and connections, you know what I'm saying, if you're still engaging in toxic behaviors, watching porn all the time, whatever the case may be, right? Because the porn is a portal, right? Those people that you're watching, you don't know. Consider the energy of those people in the porn. And then it's sexual. You know, sex is like one of the strongest like energy transferences. Strong. That's why there's such thing as soul ties. You know, it's serious. It's really, there's, you know, STDs, spiritual diseases, spiritually transmitted diseases is a real thing. You know, it's deeper than physical. If STDs, you know, can do a number on your physical body, you know, just from sex, you know, physically alone, just imagine what it's doing to your soul. Just imagine what it's doing to your other energy centers outside of your vessel, right? Imagine what it's doing to your emotional body, right? Your mental body. You have to keep these things in mind. Making sure people are not, you know, stealing away at your energy, right? So we got the light attributes: innocence, purity, and redemption. Yeah, you have the ability to redeem yourself as a divine being, right? You know, through the foods, you know, like I said, through taking control over, you know, your energy, you know, and how you can add more to your body, you know, just from your energy. Like, not only can you invest in, you know, your high vibrational self through, you know, meditations and crystals and energy clearing, energy shielding, sound therapy and frequency, Reiki, the foods that you eat or whatever, but if you prepare your meals, or if you be mindful about who you allow to prepare these foods for you, right, and scan their energy, right, discern their energy, that could also boost it as well. So the light attribute of thief is sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Shadow attribute: stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. So, you guys, I'm going to end this here because somebody just pulled up and I don't want them interrupting me because they tend to do that. But yeah, you guys should get the point, right? But this is the Authentic Empress. I love you guys. And, you know, we'll have more talks about, you know, all kind of stuff, especially this, right? Because it's definitely important to be mindful about the foods that you know, put into your body. You know, I love you guys.